The moment you stop blaming others is the moment you start changing your life. Wake up with purpose and work on your dreams, as if your life depends on it, because it does. What if today is the day you stop settling for less than you deserve? What if the only thing standing between you and the life you want is the decision to finally take control? How long have you been waiting for someone else to fix your problems or change your situation? What if the real change starts with you, right now, in this moment? This isn't about magic or luck. It's about waking up, being honest with yourself, and putting in the work that no one else can do for you. Imagine how different your life could be if you chose to stop making excuses and started making moves. This video is about taking full responsibility for your future and pushing yourself to grow beyond what you thought possible. It's about owning your path and refusing to settle for anything less than your best. Now let's dive in. Number 1. Wake up early and take full control today. Waking up early is more than just setting an alarm. It's a decision to start your day before distractions flood your mind. When you wake up early, you create a space of calm and clarity that sets the tone for everything you will do. It gives you the chance to plan your day with intention, rather than react to whatever happens around you. This is where control begins. Right in the quiet moments before the world demands your attention. Your mind is freshest when you first open your eyes. Those early hours offer a powerful advantage to think clearly and make decisions without pressure. Many people waste this time by staying in bed or scrolling through their phones. That choice steals precious moments that could be used to shape your future. Taking full control means using those first hours to focus on what matters most to you, instead of letting others' urgencies pull you away. Waking up early is a habit that separates those who dream from those who achieve. It's not easy at first because it asks you to break free from comfort. The warmth of your bed and the temptation to sleep longer challenge your willpower. But discipline grows every time you resist that urge. When you choose to get up early, you strengthen your ability to make decisions that benefit your life in the long term. You start winning small battles that build confidence and momentum. Imagine the quiet before the sun rises. The air feels cool and fresh. You have a moment to breathe deeply and feel your body awaken. This physical sensation of starting fresh each day creates a powerful emotional experience. You begin to see your day as an opportunity rather than a burden. Taking full control starts with this mindset, believing that your actions shape your life, not circumstances or others. Once you wake up early, you must decide how to use this time effectively. It's not enough to simply rise early if you don't have a purpose for those hours. Take control by planning your priorities the night before. Know what you want to accomplish when you wake up. This clarity gives you direction and focus. Use the early morning to work on important tasks that require deep thought and energy. Avoid distractions like social media or unnecessary emails that drain your focus. Starting your day early means you can take care of yourself first. This is time to nourish your body with exercise, a healthy breakfast, or quiet reflection. When you invest in your well-being at the start, you build the energy and resilience needed to face challenges later. This act of self-care is a declaration that your life is worth effort and respect. Taking full control means recognizing that you cannot pour from an empty cup. Waking up early also gives you a chance to connect with your goals. Many people lose sight of their dreams because life's busyness pulls them away. The early morning hours allow you to remind yourself what you are working toward. Write down your goals or read something inspiring. When your mind is focused on your vision, you make better choices throughout the day. Taking full control is about aligning daily actions with long-term purpose. This habit builds a strong foundation for discipline. Discipline isn't about punishment or restriction. It's about freedom to choose what benefits your life most. When you control your mornings, you control your habits. You create a rhythm that supports growth and success. Each day you wake early and take charge, you are strengthening your willpower and self-respect. This confidence spills over into every part of your life. Waking up early is also about responsibility. Life throws many things your way that you cannot control, but how you start each day is always your choice. Taking full control means accepting this responsibility without blaming circumstances or others. You own your time, your energy, and your decisions. This mindset shifts your life from reaction to action. You become someone who leads instead of follows. This choice challenges you to overcome excuses. It's easy to say you need more sleep or that you work better at night. Those reasons keep you stuck. But discipline means pushing past these excuses. It means setting a non-negotiable commitment to yourself. The result is not just more hours but better use of your hours. When you master waking up early, you win the most important battle, the battle with yourself. The benefits of waking early extend beyond productivity. It improves mental health because you start your day without rushing or stress. You feel more in control, which reduces anxiety. You can practice gratitude and calm your mind before facing daily demands. This emotional strength helps you respond to problems with clarity and patience. Taking full control includes managing your emotions, not just your schedule. When you wake up early, you set an example for those around you. People notice when you are disciplined and purposeful. Your energy changes the way others see you. This can inspire family, friends, and colleagues to improve themselves too. Leadership begins with self-leadership. Taking full control today means you are leading by example in your community. This habit also prepares you for unexpected opportunities. When you wake early, you have extra time to say yes to chances that arise. You have the energy to take risks and try new things. Being ready when opportunity knocks comes from having a controlled and organized start to your day. The more you practice this habit, the more doors open for growth and success. Remember, waking up early doesn't mean you sacrifice your health or rest. It means you manage your sleep wisely so you can feel rested and alert. Prioritize going to bed earlier and creating a peaceful sleep environment. Quality rest fuels your ability to take full control in the morning. The combination of good sleep and early rising is a powerful formula for lasting success. This simple but powerful change affects every area of your life. Your relationships improve because you have more patience and presence. Your work quality increases because you tackle tasks with focus and energy. Your mindset shifts from scattered and reactive to clear and proactive. You take ownership of your time and your future. This is how waking early turns into waking up in life. Starting this habit requires courage and commitment. You will face resistance from your own mind and body. You will want to give in to old patterns. But the moment you push through those feelings is the moment you grow stronger. Each morning you wake early and take control, you become the person you admire. You build a life that reflects your potential and your values. The choice to wake up early is a gift to yourself. It's a promise that you will no longer let life slip away unnoticed. It's an act of respect toward your dreams and goals. It sets in motion a chain of actions that lead to greater confidence and achievement. Taking full control today means you are stepping into your power. You are choosing to live life on your terms. This decision changes everything. Number 2, get serious and take full charge of yourself. Getting serious means no longer treating your life like a casual experiment. It requires a deep commitment to change and to making yourself the leader of your own path. There's a moment when the playful approach to life has to end, and you realize that the results you want demand focus, responsibility, and consistent effort. Taking full charge of yourself begins the second you decide that enough is enough, that it's time to stop waiting for things to happen and instead make them happen. To get serious, you have to face the fact that your life right now is a direct result of your choices and actions. If things aren't where you want them to be, blaming circumstances or other people won't fix it, you must accept that your future depends on what you do today. This is a powerful realization because it moves you from being a passenger to being the driver. Taking full charge means you stop making excuses and start making plans. Being serious is more than just deciding to work hard. It's about having clear goals and holding yourself accountable. When you get serious, you don't allow distractions or negative influences to steal your focus. You become intentional with your time and energy. Every moment is a chance to move closer to what matters. It means saying no to things that don't serve your growth and yes to the discipline that shapes success. Taking full charge means knowing yourself deeply. It requires honesty about your strengths and weaknesses. You can't grow if you don't understand what holds you back. Being serious about your life includes identifying habits that waste your potential and replacing them with actions that build it. This is not easy work because it requires vulnerability and courage, but without this self-awareness, you remain stuck repeating the same patterns. Getting serious demands consistency. There is no shortcut to lasting change. You build power by showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it. This kind of commitment creates momentum that carries you through challenges. Taking full charge means creating routines that support your goals and sticking to them no matter what. You develop discipline that protects you from giving in to laziness or doubt. When you take control of yourself fully, you take responsibility for your emotions as well. You learn how to manage frustration, fear, and self-doubt. These feelings will come, but you don't let them dictate your actions. Being serious means practicing emotional strength so you can stay on course even when the path gets tough. You recognize that your mindset is the foundation of every success or failure. Getting serious also means learning to prioritize what truly matters. Life will always have demands pulling you in different directions. Taking full charge involves sorting through noise and focusing on what aligns with your purpose. This means setting boundaries to protect your time and energy. It also means developing a clear vision for your life so you know where you are headed. Without direction, seriousness is scattered effort. Taking charge is an act of leadership over yourself. It means setting the standards you will live by and refusing to settle for less. This kind of leadership requires honesty with yourself about your progress. You track your actions and results regularly and adjust when necessary. Getting serious is about being both coach and player in your own game. You give yourself feedback and encouragement to keep growing. Being serious also calls for embracing discomfort. Growth never happens inside a comfort zone. Taking full charge means pushing through pain and uncertainty because you know it leads to improvement. You welcome challenges as chances to build strength rather than threats to avoid. This mindset change is vital to becoming someone who controls their destiny rather than letting it control them. To get serious, you must make a promise to yourself that you will no longer drift through life. This promise is a commitment to show up with purpose and dedication. It means building habits that reinforce your goals and cutting out those that sabotage them. Taking full charge includes a willingness to change your daily actions because what worked before might not work anymore. You become a student of growth, always ready to improve. Seriousness requires patience. You don't expect overnight results because you understand that real change is gradual. Taking full charge means embracing the long game. You understand that every small step adds up over time. This perspective keeps you motivated when progress feels slow or invisible. You trust the process and keep moving forward. Getting serious involves surrounding yourself with the right influences. People impact your mindset and habits. Taking charge means choosing relationships that challenge you and support your growth. You avoid those who drain your energy or encourage bad habits. This environment becomes a fuel source for your ambition rather than a distraction. When you take full charge, you learn to celebrate progress, not just perfection. Getting serious doesn't mean being hard on yourself constantly. It means recognizing your effort and small wins along the way. This encouragement fuels your motivation and builds confidence. You realize that growth is a journey with ups and downs, and you keep moving forward regardless. To truly get serious, you have to eliminate the victim mindset. Life may hand you difficult situations, but how you respond is what defines you. Taking full charge means choosing to see obstacles as opportunities for growth rather than reasons to quit. You stop waiting for external approval or luck. Your success depends on your actions, your mindset, and your resilience. Being serious is also about learning from failure without losing momentum. Taking charge means facing setbacks with curiosity instead of defeat. You analyze what went wrong, adjust your plan, and try again. This process builds strength and wisdom. It proves that you control your destiny through persistence and smart choices. Getting serious requires focus on your health and energy. Taking full charge means feeding your body with good food, resting properly, and exercising regularly. Your physical state impacts your mental clarity and emotional strength. Neglecting these areas reduces your ability to perform at your best. When you are serious about your life, you invest in all parts of yourself. Taking full charge of yourself is the ultimate act of respect for your potential. It is saying that you refuse to live a life limited by excuses, laziness, or fear. You choose to be the person who controls their future rather than letting circumstances or others decide. This mindset transforms your daily choices into powerful steps toward the life you want. Getting serious also means being willing to say no to distractions and temptations. You cannot build greatness while constantly giving in to instant gratification.
Taking charge requires self-control and awareness of what pulls you off course. It means developing the skill to delay comfort in favor of long-term reward. This is a key difference between those who succeed and those who don't. Taking full charge means becoming proactive. You don't wait for motivation or perfect conditions. You start where you are with what you have. You plan your day, set goals, and take action immediately. This momentum builds and feeds itself. Getting serious is about moving forward no matter how small the steps. You become unstoppable because your drive comes from within. Being serious means understanding your why. You must connect deeply with the reason behind your efforts. This connection fuels persistence when challenges arise. Taking full charge includes revisiting your purpose regularly so it stays clear and strong. Your why becomes the anchor that keeps you grounded and motivated. In the end, getting serious and taking full charge of yourself is about ownership. It means owning your choices, your failures, and your successes. You stop waiting for permission or external circumstances to improve. You take full responsibility for your growth and your life. This decision sets you apart from the crowd and unlocks your true potential.
Number 3, break your comfort and start chasing real growth. You have to break your comfort and start chasing real growth, because nothing good comes out of staying still. If you keep doing what you've always done, you'll keep living the life you've always had. You can't expect things to change when you refuse to change yourself. Comfort feels good in the moment, but it steals your progress without warning. It's the easiest trap to fall into because it asks nothing from you, but it takes everything that could have been yours. You grow when you stretch. You grow when you face what's difficult. You grow when you leave behind what's safe and go after something better. Growth doesn't happen by accident. It happens when you make a decision to stop sitting on your potential. It happens when you say to yourself, "I'm tired of playing small." The longer you wait, the further you fall behind. Time doesn't wait for anyone. You either move with it, or you get left behind. Most people stay in their comfort zone because it's familiar. It's where they don't have to risk being judged. It's where they don't have to try too hard. But it's also where dreams go to die. It's where your real self gets buried under distractions and delay. You were not made for comfort. You were made for challenge, for improvement, for becoming something stronger than what you were yesterday. But that only starts when you do what most people avoid. Step out. You don't break comfort by thinking about it. You break it by acting in spite of fear. Real growth begins the moment you do something that makes you uncomfortable. Maybe it's waking up earlier than you're used to. Maybe it's speaking up when you usually stay quiet. Maybe it's finally finishing something you've been avoiding. Every time you push through discomfort, you prove to yourself that you're in control, not your habits, not your fears. Your growth requires effort. It demands a new mindset. You can't approach a new level of life with the same thinking that kept you stuck. You've got to challenge what you believe about yourself. If you think you're not good enough, you'll settle for less. If you think success is for other people, you'll never go after it fully. Changing your life starts with changing the way you see yourself. Not in words, in action. You've got to back your ambition with work. Some people wait for motivation to push them forward. But real growth doesn't come from waiting. It comes from deciding. You decide to do the work even when you don't feel like it. You decide to keep going even when you fail. You decide that giving up is no longer an option. That's how serious people live. That's how you build something real. You don't wait for things to get easier. You get stronger. The world will not slow down to match your pace. You either rise or stay behind. If you don't grow, you stay in the same loop. Same thoughts, same problems, same disappointments. It becomes a cycle that traps you. But the moment you step out of that pattern, you take back your power. You say, "I refuse to stay stuck." You say, "I deserve to live with purpose." You say, "I am capable of change," and you back it with action. Chasing growth means you stop trying to be perfect. Perfection is just another way of hiding. You're not supposed to get it right the first time. You're supposed to try, mess up, learn, and keep going. That's how strong people grow. They don't avoid mistakes, they learn from them. They don't hide from pressure, they rise to it. If you're serious about becoming more, then you have to be willing to fail on the way. Not once, as many times as it takes. People will doubt you. You might even doubt yourself. But doubt doesn't stop progress. Hesitation does. When you hesitate, you give fear room to speak. When you act, you shut it down. You don't need the whole plan to move forward. You need one step, one decision, one clear reason why you're no longer willing to stay where you are. If you want change, you can't keep flirting with comfort. You have to leave it behind completely. Discomfort is the entry point to everything valuable. Whether it's a new habit, a better career, a healthier body, or stronger relationships. It always starts with a challenge. The hard part is what makes it worth it. The struggle is what makes it real. If it were easy, everyone would do it. But only a few will face themselves fully. Only a few will push past the voice that says this is enough. Growth lives on the other side of that voice. You've got to learn to trust your future more than your present. If you only do what feels good now, you trade away what could feel great later. That's what comfort does. It seduces you with short-term ease while it steals long-term rewards. But when you chase growth, you flip that. You choose the hard work now so you can build the life that feels right later. That's maturity. That's wisdom. That's power. Cut off the behaviors that keep you small. Procrastination, overthinking, blaming others. You cannot grow while holding on to the things that keep you limited. Growth means cutting off what no longer serves you. It means saying no to habits that waste your time. It means facing your excuses and refusing to believe them anymore. Every excuse has one job: to keep you from growing. Don't fall for it. Rise above it. Chasing real growth will cost you. It will cost you comfort, certainty, and ease. But it gives you back something much greater: clarity, strength, direction, and pride. There is no better feeling than knowing you've earned your own respect. You get that when you follow through on the hard things. You get that when you push through discomfort without quitting. You get that when you look back and realize, I didn't stay the same. Build structure around your growth. Don't just hope for it. Design it. Set goals. Track your effort. Reflect on your progress. Make your life organized around your goals. If you don't have a system, you'll get distracted. You'll fall into habits that feel good, but take you nowhere. But when you have structure, you have focus. And focus leads to power. It keeps you aligned. It keeps you serious. It keeps you moving forward. When things get tough, find people who challenge you, not just those who agree with you. You grow faster when you're around people who expect more from you. People who live with discipline. People who don't make excuses. Surround yourself with people who are committed to growth, and you'll find it easier to grow. But if you stay around those who complain, who settle, who avoid responsibility, you'll get pulled back. Choose your environment wisely. Take pride in your effort, not in your results. You can't control every outcome, but you can control how you show up. You can decide to give your best effort every single day. When you do that, you build character. You build a mindset that doesn't break under pressure. You train yourself to stay committed even when things don't go your way. That's the mindset that leads to real transformation. When things feel uncomfortable, remind yourself that this is part of becoming stronger. Remind yourself that every challenge is building you into someone more focused, more disciplined, more resilient. Discomfort is temporary. Growth is permanent. And every time you choose growth over comfort, you're choosing the life you actually want, not the one you're settling for. This is how strong people live. They don't run from discomfort. They welcome it because they know it's shaping them. They know they can't grow by playing safe. And if you want to live fully, if you want to wake up proud of the person you're becoming, you've got to do the same. You've got to look at the comfort you've been living in and say, that's not enough for me anymore. You've got to be honest about what you want, and bold enough to chase it, because it's not going to fall into your lap. You have to earn it, through effort, through decisions, through sacrifice. That's where real growth begins. Number 4, cut the lies and get brutally honest now. If you want to change your life, you've got to stop lying to yourself. You've got to cut through the noise and face the truth. No sugarcoating, no soft talk, just raw honesty. Most people aren't stuck because they don't have time or resources. They're stuck because they've built their lives on excuses and denial. They keep telling themselves they'll start tomorrow. They say they're trying when they know deep down they're not. That's the kind of thinking that kills growth. That's what keeps a person weak. You can't build a strong life on weak honesty. The truth is, change starts the moment you call yourself out, not in a cruel way, but in a clear way. You sit down with yourself and you say, this isn't working. You admit where you've been lazy. You admit where you've been wasting time. You admit where you've been hiding behind distractions. That takes courage. It's easier to pretend everything's fine. It's easier to blame circumstances. But that keeps you trapped. If you want real power, face the facts without running. Being honest with yourself is not about beating yourself up. It's about taking full control. You're not weak for falling off. You're not a failure for struggling, but you are responsible. That's what people avoid. Responsibility feels heavy, but it's the only way to grow. When you own your choices, you take back your strength. You stop waiting for something to fix your life. You realize it's your job. Every time you tell yourself a lie like I'm doing my best when you know you're not, you slow yourself down. Every time you say I'll get to it later and you don't, you fall behind. These lies pile up. They become habits. Before long, your days are full of stories that make you feel better, not actions that make you better. That's how people waste years. Not because they couldn't change, but because they lied about how serious they were. If you're tired of feeling stuck, get honest about what you're doing with your time. Look at your days. Are they filled with effort, or are they filled with comfort? Are you pushing yourself forward, or are you protecting your ego? Brutal honesty hurts, but it frees you. It shows you where you've been lying and gives you the chance to fix it. You can't improve what you refuse to face. You've got to get clear about what you're avoiding. Maybe it's the truth about your health. Maybe it's the truth about your relationships. Maybe it's the truth about how much you've settled in life. Whatever it is, face it head on. The longer you avoid it, the bigger it grows. The more honest you are, the more progress you make. That's how you create a life you're proud of. You don't get there through fantasy. You get there through facts. Ask yourself what you've been pretending not to notice. Be quiet and really think. Have you been showing up like someone who wants to win, or have you been making excuses to feel comfortable? It's not about what others think. It's about what you know deep inside. You know when you're not giving your all. You know when you're wasting days. And you know when you're capable of more but choosing less. That's where the change begins. In that moment when you decide to stop hiding from the truth, start calling things what they are. Don't dress up your habits to make them sound better. Don't call laziness rest. Don't call delay patience. Don't call fear planning. Tell the truth. Say, I've been avoiding the hard work. Say, I've been scared to take risks. Say, I've let myself off the hook too many times. That's where power comes from. That's how you take your life back. Some people get defensive when they hear the truth. They want to be comforted. They want to be told it's okay. But okay doesn't change anything. Okay doesn't build discipline. You don't grow by being told you're fine when you're not. You grow by being told, you're better than this. And you accept it not as judgment, but as direction. The truth is not an attack. It's a tool. Use it. Be honest about what you want. Not what you say you want. What you're actually willing to work for. A lot of people say they want success, but their actions say they want comfort. They say they want to improve, but they're not willing to face the parts of themselves that hold them back. You can't lie your way into a better life. You've got to fight for it with truth. The more you lie to yourself, the longer you stay in the same cycle. The mind is smart. It will protect your ego at all costs. It will give you reasons to stay the same. It will say, you've done enough when you haven't even started. That's why you've got to become your own coach. You've got to challenge those thoughts. You've got to ask yourself, is this really the truth? Or is it a lie I'm telling to feel better? Get good at spotting the difference. Because one keeps you stuck, and the other sets you free. Stop measuring yourself by what you plan to do. Measure yourself by what you actually do. You don't grow from thinking about change.
You grow from taking action. And the only way to take real action is by seeing your situation for what it really is. Get in the habit of calling yourself out. Not once in a while. Every day. Before you lie to yourself. Pause and ask, is this helping me or holding me back? Being brutally honest might make you uncomfortable. But that's the point. Growth doesn't come from staying comfortable. It comes from facing the hard things. It comes from admitting where you've fallen short. And deciding to do better. It's not about perfection. It's about commitment. It's about refusing to lie to yourself, even when it's easy. That kind of honesty builds strength. It builds discipline. It builds pride. Look in the mirror and ask yourself, if you're really living up to your potential, not in words, in actions. Are you doing what you know you should be doing? Or are you just getting by? Are you challenging yourself? Or just trying to look like you are? You can't cheat yourself and expect to grow. You've got to face the parts of your life that need work and commit to changing them. Not next month. Not when it feels right. Now, no one is going to do this for you. No one can force you to be honest. That's a decision you make when you're tired of hiding from your own reflection. You either stay in denial or you step into ownership. One gives you comfort. The other gives you freedom. It's your choice. But don't expect both. You can't have growth without truth. You can't rise while dragging lies with you. Every time you cut the lies, you sharpen your focus. You stop wasting energy pretending. You start directing your time toward action. That's when change becomes possible. That's when progress becomes real. It starts with truth. It starts with that moment where you stop pretending everything is fine. And you start doing the work that makes it fine. If you want more, be more. If you want change, be honest about what's holding you back. You are not helpless. You are not broken. You are just one decision away from living differently. And that decision begins the moment you stop lying and get serious. You've got the ability. You've got the time. What you need now is truth. Plain, direct, raw truth. That's what sets you apart. That's what turns your life around. That's what puts you back in control.
Number 5. Push your limits and demand more from you. The moment you stop settling is the moment you start growing. Most people stay the same because they never push beyond what's comfortable. They do what's easy. They repeat what they already know. They keep their pace slow to avoid discomfort. But nothing meaningful ever comes from that. If you want to live a life that matters, you have to raise your expectations. You have to stop asking for less. You have to look yourself in the eye and say, this is not enough. I can give more. I can be more. That's where change begins. Not from outside pressure, but from the inner voice that demands more effort, more focus, more strength, more truth. You can't grow while treating your potential like a side option. You've got to treat it like a mission. You've got to put pressure on yourself to rise. Nobody's going to do that for you. Nobody's going to hand you discipline. That's your job. Every single day you should be testing your limits. If you're not exhausted by the time you're done, you didn't give it all. If your mind isn't stretched, if your body isn't tired, if your goals aren't challenged, then you're still playing small. And you can't live big while thinking small. The standards you hold for yourself determine how far you go. If you accept being average, then that's where you'll stay. If you tell yourself you've done enough when you know you haven't, then you'll stay behind. There's no shortcut. There's no secret trick. You just have to get used to giving more than you think you can. Your mind will scream to stop. Your body will ask for comfort. But if you listen to that too often, you'll never see what you're really made of. Most people quit when they feel tired, but tired isn't the end. It's the beginning of progress. That's the moment where growth starts, when you're tired but you keep going. When you're doubting but you keep showing up. That's when you build strength. That's when you gain respect for yourself. Not because you were perfect, but because you refused to stop. When it got hard, you stayed in the fight. You stood your ground, and you proved to yourself that you're not weak. There's always another level inside you. It's there, but it only shows up when you push. It only wakes up when you're uncomfortable. You don't find it when you're relaxed. You don't access it when you're playing safe. You discover it when you say, this isn't enough. I want more from myself. And then you go out and earn it. Not just once. Every day. Every hour. You raise the bar again and again. You've got to train your mind to chase growth, not comfort. That means saying no to distractions. That means choosing effort over ease. That means pushing through the moments when you want to stop and proving to yourself that you can keep going. This is how confidence is built. Not by talking big, but by acting with intensity when no one's watching. By putting in the work you said you would do. By doing more than you feel like doing. Stop waiting to feel motivated. Start becoming the kind of person who takes action even when it's hard. That's where pride comes from. From pushing through, not pulling back. From showing up tired. Not only when it's easy. Every time you go beyond what's expected, you expand your identity. You start seeing yourself differently. Not as someone who tries, as someone who gets things done. That shift changes everything. There are people out there right now who are not as smart as you, not as skilled, not as experienced, but they're pushing harder. They're demanding more. They're not looking for easy wins. They're waking up early. They're sacrificing comfort. They're doing what others won't. That's what creates the gap. Not talent, not luck, but effort that never stops. Energy that doesn't wait. Hunger that refuses to slow down. Push until you can't. Then push a little more. You'll be shocked what happens when you stop giving in too early. That last rep, that extra hour, that final step, those moments build toughness. Not just physical toughness, but mental power. That's what separates the ones who grow from the ones who stay the same. The ones who push when it's hard become the ones who get results. The ones who stop early always wonder what could have been. This is your life. These are your days. No one's going to push you for you. No one's going to want it for you more than you want it for yourself. If you don't start demanding more from yourself now, when will you? You can't wait for the perfect time. You can't wait for more support. You can't wait until it feels right. Growth doesn't wait. It demands that you show up now, and not half ready, fully ready to break through limits you've set for yourself. There's nothing wrong with rest. But don't confuse rest with avoidance. Don't use recovery as an excuse to delay. Ask yourself honestly, am I recovering or am I running? Am I building back up or am I backing away? Push past your usual limits and you'll find strength that's been hiding. It's not that it wasn't there. It just needed the right amount of pressure to wake it up. Stop being satisfied with halfway effort. Stop clapping for yourself when you know you could have done more. You're not here to coast. You're here to grow. You're here to lead yourself with focus and fire. You're here to challenge everything you thought you couldn't do and prove yourself wrong. It's not about being the best. It's about being your best. And you don't get there by playing it safe. Start expecting more from your time. Expect more from your attitude. Expect more from your focus. Stop drifting through the day and start dominating it. If your routine is too easy, make it hard. If your goals are too soft, raise them. You're not doing this for praise. You're doing this because you have something to prove to yourself. You have potential you haven't even touched yet. And it's waiting for you on the other side of your comfort. Most people won't do this. That's why most people don't change. They live small because they think small. They make excuses when it gets hard. You have to be different. You have to be the kind of person who doesn't settle, who doesn't tolerate average, who doesn't accept a life that's less than what they're capable of. You're not like most people. You're not here to fit in. You're here to rise up. Push harder today than you did yesterday. Wake up with the mindset that good enough is not enough. Challenge your weaknesses. Stretch your limits. Grow through action. Grow through intensity. Grow through total effort. That's how you change. That's how you win. That's how you take control of your life. And never give it away again. Number 6. Face your pain and fix what hurts inside. Most people walk around carrying pain they've never dealt with. They hide it. They bury it. They distract themselves with work, with noise, with people, with anything that keeps them from feeling what's really going on. But pain doesn't disappear just because you avoid it. It waits. It lingers. It affects the way you think, the way you act, the way you see yourself. If you don't face it, it becomes part of your identity. You start making decisions based on fear instead of strength. You start pulling back from life instead of showing up fully. And it all starts from not dealing with what's inside. The truth is, everyone has been hurt. No one gets through life untouched. But some people heal, and others just cope. If you've been through something, if you've been disappointed, betrayed, rejected, abandoned, then that pain is real. You don't fix it by pretending it doesn't matter. You fix it by turning around and looking it in the eye. You fix it by asking the hard questions. What did that moment do to me? What belief did I start carrying because of it? What did I tell myself after it happened? And is that belief helping me or holding me back? Facing your pain doesn't make you weak. It makes you free. It's not easy. It's not comfortable. But it's necessary if you want to grow. If there's something in you that still hurts, then it needs your attention. Stop stuffing it down. Stop distracting yourself from it. Sit with it. Feel it. Let yourself go there. Not to stay there, but to understand it. Because once you understand it, you can start changing the story you've been living by. You can't move forward if part of you is stuck in the past. And so many people are. They're trying to build something new while dragging old pain behind them. It slows them down. It steals their energy. It clouds their thinking. If you want to be strong in life, you have to be strong inside. That doesn't come from pretending everything's fine. That comes from dealing with what's broken and choosing to rebuild it. You have to be honest with yourself about what hurts. You have to look at the things you've been avoiding, the fears you don't talk about, the insecurities that control your choices, the guilt you still carry, the anger you never processed. These things shape your life more than you think. They affect your confidence. They affect your relationships. They affect the way you handle pressure. You can't just move on and hope they disappear. You have to face them directly. That means looking at your childhood, looking at the people who let you down, looking at the moments that shaped how you see yourself. If someone made you feel like you weren't enough, you have to deal with that. If someone told you that you'd never make it, you have to work through that. If you failed and lost belief in yourself, you have to rebuild that trust. Pain ignored becomes power lost, but pain faced becomes wisdom earned. Healing is not a straight path. Some days you'll feel strong, other days you'll feel raw, but every step you take toward truth is a step toward freedom. You don't need to have all the answers right away, but you do need to start being real with yourself. Ask yourself what you're still holding on to, what wounds haven't been closed, what lies you've believed for too long, and then decide that your future is more important than your past. There's nothing wrong with feeling pain. What matters is what you do with it. If you use it to shut down, you'll stay stuck. If you use it to grow, you'll rise. The choice is yours. Do you keep repeating the same cycle, or do you finally break it? Do you keep pretending you're fine, or do you start doing the hard work of healing? You're not broken. You're human. And humans hurt. But they also heal. They grow. They evolve. They change their lives by first changing their inner world. Some of the strongest people you'll ever meet are the ones who faced what hurt them. They didn't hide from it. They didn't blame others forever. They didn't become bitter. They became better. They did the work. They sat with their feelings. They got help when they needed it. They let go of the idea that being tough means being numb. And they came out the other side stronger than ever. You have to decide that your peace matters more than your pride. You have to want healing more than you want to avoid discomfort. That's what separates growth from stagnation. Most people will never face their pain. They'll carry it into every job, every relationship, every goal. They'll wonder why they never feel fulfilled. It's because they never cleared the weight they were dragging. You can't reach high while holding yourself down. Take responsibility for what's going on inside you. Even if it wasn't your fault that you were hurt,
it's still your job to heal it. No one else can do it for you. No one else can make peace with your past. That's something only you can do. And the moment you do, everything starts to change. Your mind clears. Your body feels lighter. Your energy comes back. You stop reacting and start choosing. You stop living in the past and start creating your future. You are allowed to feel pain, but you are not meant to live in it forever. Pain is a signal that something needs your attention. It's not there to punish you. It's there to wake you up. Wake you up to the parts of your life that need healing. Wake you up to the habits that keep you stuck. Wake you up to the emotional patterns that no longer serve you. But you've got to listen. You've got to act. Don't numb the pain. Use it. Use it to grow. Use it to understand yourself. Use it to gain clarity. Every time you feel it, it's another opportunity to deal with it, to clean up your mind, to strengthen your heart, to become someone who doesn't run from their truth. That's where real power lives, in truth, in awareness, in healing, not in pretending everything's okay, but in building something stronger from the parts that once hurt. If there's something that keeps coming back to you, an old regret, a memory that stings, a fear you can't shake, then it's time to stop avoiding it. It's time to sit with it, feel it fully, then decide what you want to do with it. Do you want it to define you, or do you want to rise above it? Do you want to be owned by your past, or do you want to use it to build your future? Your healing will not come from silence. It will come from action, from facing the truth without flinching, from accepting what was and deciding what will be. You're not weak for feeling hurt. You're strong when you take the steps to fix it. You're strong when you choose to understand it. You're strong when you refuse to let it keep you down. This is your life. It's time to stop avoiding what's inside and start taking responsibility for it. That's how you become powerful. That's how you become free.
Number 7. Drop the excuses and build real daily discipline. Excuses are the most dangerous trap a person can fall into. They feel safe. They sound reasonable. They make you feel better in the moment, but they destroy your progress without you even knowing. People say they don't have time, but they spend hours on things that add nothing to their lives. They say they're too tired, but they never take control of their habits. They say they'll start tomorrow, but they keep saying it every day. Excuses are lies we tell ourselves to avoid facing what's hard, and the longer you use them, the weaker you become. Discipline doesn't wait for motivation. It doesn't ask if you feel ready. It shows up every day, whether you like it or not. Real change begins when you stop justifying your failures and start owning your choices. If your life isn't where you want it to be, then it's your job to fix it. Not someone else's. Not when the conditions are perfect. Not when it's easier. Now today, without apology, without delay. That's how discipline works. You do the things that need to be done, no matter how you feel. It's easy to talk about goals. It's easy to imagine a better future, but none of that matters if you don't put in the daily effort. Real discipline is boring. It's not flashy. It's not always exciting. It's the decision to get up on time, to eat what fuels you, to focus when distractions are calling your name. It's choosing progress over comfort, growth over laziness, focus over chaos. And that choice has to be made again and again until it becomes who you are. The biggest difference between people who win and people who lose is not talent, luck, or background. It's the standard they hold themselves to. Some people give themselves permission to slack off. Others don't. Some people believe their own excuses. Others catch themselves before they fall into that trap. If you want to become someone powerful, then stop letting yourself off the hook. Start holding yourself to a higher level. Not just once in a while. Every single day. There's no secret to discipline. It's just a decision you make over and over again. When it's cold outside and you don't want to get up, you still get up. When your body is tired but your goals still need attention, you do the work. When your mind wants to quit, you stay focused. That's where self-respect is built. Not in moments of comfort, but in the times when you push yourself through resistance. Every excuse you make is time wasted, and time is the one thing you can never get back. You don't have forever. You don't have unlimited chances. One missed day becomes a missed week. A missed week becomes a missed year. And before you know it, you've wasted years hiding behind reasons that felt valid in the moment. But none of those reasons will matter when you're sitting with regret. If you want to respect yourself, then show up for yourself. Do what you said you'd do. Stick to your plan. Follow through on your promises. If you say you're going to wake up early, then do it. If you say you're going to train, then do it. If you say you're going to study, then sit down and focus. The only way you build trust with yourself is by doing what needs to be done without looking for a way out. And let's be clear, discipline isn't just about big things. It's the small things you do consistently. Making your bed, cleaning up after yourself, finishing what you start, taking care of your body, saying no when it's easier to say yes. These small actions build your character. They build your mindset. They remind you that you're in charge of your life. Not your mood, not your environment. When you stop making excuses, you start making progress. You start building momentum. You start stacking wins. Each disciplined decision gives you a little more strength. And over time, those decisions shape your identity. You become the person who shows up, who doesn't back down, who doesn't wait for perfect conditions. That kind of person doesn't need motivation. They're driven by purpose. They're powered by consistency. People around you might not understand it. They might tell you to relax, to slow down, to enjoy yourself. But they don't have your goals. They don't have your vision. They don't live with your regrets. You do. You carry that responsibility. You carry the pressure of becoming who you know you're capable of being. And no one's going to do the work for you. It's up to you to rise to that level. Discipline is not something you're born with. It's something you build, brick by brick, day by day. You build it when you push past comfort, when you say no to what weakens you, when you say yes to what strengthens you. It's a mindset, and it becomes a lifestyle. And that lifestyle gives you freedom, the kind of freedom that only comes from knowing you're in full control of your choices. You can't build a strong life on weak habits. You can't reach big goals with small effort. You can't become someone powerful by letting yourself off easy. You have to do the hard things. You have to be willing to show up when no one's watching. You have to stick to your path when it's not fun. That's the price of greatness. And that's what separates dreamers from doers. The truth is, discipline is hard. But it's not as hard as waking up in a life you never wanted because you kept avoiding what mattered. It's not as hard as watching others grow while you stay stuck. It's not as hard as carrying the weight of your own unfulfilled potential. When you realize that, the choice becomes clear. Do the work now or pay the price later. Show up now or regret it later. Every time you choose discipline, you choose to respect your future. You choose to value your time. You choose to become someone you can be proud of. Not someone who hides behind reasons, but someone who shows up regardless. That's real strength. And it's available to anyone who's willing to stop making excuses and start taking action. Number 8. Look in the mirror and change what you see. There comes a moment when you have to stop avoiding yourself. Not the version of you that other people see, but the real one. The one staring back at you every morning. That reflection is not just your face. It's your choices, your habits, your effort, your results. You can lie to the world, but you can't lie to the mirror. And if you don't like what's looking back, then it's time to do something about it. You weren't born to stay the same. You weren't meant to carry the same flaws, the same habits, the same pain year after year. Growth is your responsibility. And it starts by getting brutally clear about who you are right now. When you look at yourself, don't just focus on your appearance. Look deeper. Are you living with discipline? Are you following through on your goals? Are you proud of how you handle pressure? Are you in control of your actions? Or are you stuck in cycles of procrastination, weakness, and fear? Be honest. Nothing changes until you admit what needs to change. You're not going to build a stronger life by avoiding your weak spots. You have to face them. Not tomorrow, now. Stop pretending things are fine if they're not. If you're slipping, say it. If you're slacking, admit it. If you're not showing up the way you should, call it out. That's not weakness. That's where strength begins. Most people hide behind fake confidence and distractions. They don't want to feel the discomfort of admitting they're off track, but ignoring the truth won't fix anything. The only way forward is through. You fix what you face. You want to change your life. Change what you accept from yourself. Raise your standard. If the person in the mirror is settling, then stop it. If that version of you is making excuses, then call it out. If you see someone with potential wasting it on laziness and comfort, then take control. You are not stuck where you are. You're not chained to your past. You're not limited by your mistakes. But you are responsible for rising above them. Change doesn't start with a plan. It starts with a decision. A real decision to no longer accept what's bringing you down. A decision to stop living beneath your capability. A decision to stop explaining away your weaknesses and start correcting them. The moment you make that decision, your future starts moving. And every choice after that either pushes you closer to who you want to be or drags you further from it. When you look in the mirror and see discipline, confidence and purpose, you feel a fire inside. You feel proud. You walk taller. You think clearer. But that image doesn't come from luck. It's earned. It's earned through daily choices, through sacrifice, through effort. That version of you doesn't come from wishing. It comes from action. If you want to be someone you can respect, then act like it when no one's around. Be honest when it's hard. Be consistent when it's boring. Be relentless when it hurts. The mirror reflects the truth. If you don't like what it shows, don't look away. Change it. Start by showing up for yourself. Start by finishing what you start. Start by saying no to what's pulling you down. Start by building habits that make you stronger. Don't wait for the perfect time. Don't wait until you feel ready. That's another trick your mind plays to keep you comfortable. Start now. Even if it's messy. Even if it's small. Progress is better than pretending. And don't chase the version of yourself that other people want to see. Don't try to impress the world while you disappoint yourself. Real growth is internal. Real change is private. The best version of you doesn't need to be loud or flashy. It just needs to be real. When you wake up and look at yourself, you should see someone honest, someone focused, someone who's willing to admit their faults and do something about them. That's how self-respect is built. That's where self-worth comes from. If you keep ignoring what needs work, it doesn't go away. It gets worse. If you keep pretending your habits are fine, they'll silently pull you backward. Growth doesn't happen by chance. It's not random. It's built by a person who's tired of their own excuses. A person who's ready to stop blaming and start building. That's the kind of person you must become. Not because someone told you to, but because you know deep down you've been playing small. You were built for more. Not for comfort. Not for shortcuts. But for strength. For progress. For character. And that starts by taking a hard look in the mirror and refusing to settle. Refusing to keep dragging around the same old version of yourself that you know isn't getting it done. The person you become is shaped by the discipline you apply and the lies you refuse to keep telling yourself. You're not too far gone. You're not too late. You're not too broken. You're just undisciplined. And that's fixable. If you can move, you can change. If you can think, you can improve. If you can decide, you can rebuild. But none of it starts until you stop hiding behind distractions and start owning your reality. You don't have to stay the way you are. You don't have to carry the same patterns for another year. You can cut through the noise. You can build a version of yourself that doesn't fold when life gets hard. But only if you stop tolerating weakness. Only if you drop the act and get real. No more pretending things are fine. No more lowering your goals to match your effort. Raise your effort to meet your goals. When you're ready to stop settling, you'll stop blaming. When you're ready to rise, you'll stop waiting. You don't need someone to tell you what to do. You already know. You just need to stop running from it. Face it. Fix it. Fix it. Build it. Discipline is the foundation. Honesty is the mirror. And growth is the result. Look at who you are. Decide who you want to be. And then do the hard work in between. That's how change becomes real.
That's how the person in the mirror becomes someone you're proud to see.
Number 9. Take full ownership and stop blaming your life. Every moment you spend blaming your life is a moment you give away your power. Life doesn't happen to you. It happens for you. Taking ownership means standing up and saying, "This is my responsibility." No one else controls how you respond to what happens. You can't change everything that comes your way, but you can control how you react. When you blame others or your circumstances, you hand them the keys to your future. You give away your chance to shape your own story. That's not strength. Strength begins when you stop pointing fingers and start looking inward. Blaming is easy. It's the shortcut for those who don't want to deal with their reality. It feels better to say, "This happened because of them," or "I can't succeed because of my situation," than to admit you have to work harder or think differently. But that lie keeps you stuck. It's a trap that steals your confidence and your opportunity. The truth is simple. If you want change, you must claim it. Own your choices, your mistakes, and your victories. Ownership is freedom, even when it feels heavy. When you take full ownership, you stop waiting for someone else to fix your problems. You stop blaming the economy, your upbringing, your education, or bad luck. Instead, you ask, "What can I do right now to make things better?" That question moves you from victim to leader of your own life. It forces you to find solutions, to act, to create. Nothing happens without action. Ownership is not a feeling, it's a decision and a practice you commit to every day. The moment you take ownership, you realize your life reflects your habits and mindset. You start paying attention to how your daily choices add up. Are you spending your time wisely? Are you building skills or wasting energy? Are you surrounding yourself with people who lift you or drag you down? Ownership makes you honest about your role in your current situation. It's uncomfortable at first because it demands truth. But that truth is the foundation for progress. Taking ownership means looking back and admitting your mistakes without excuses. It means seeing where you failed and then deciding to do better next time. It means understanding that nobody is coming to save you. Your success depends on what you do, not on luck or pity. When you accept that, you build resilience. You stop shrinking from problems and start facing them head on. Challenges don't defeat you because you know you are the captain of your ship. Many people avoid ownership because it's scary. It means taking responsibility for failures, and failures are painful, but avoiding responsibility only delays your growth. Every time you blame, you lose momentum. Every excuse you make builds a wall between you and your goals. The longer you wait to own your life, the harder it gets to change. Ownership is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. You have to cross it yourself. Taking ownership also changes how you see others. When you stop blaming, you stop resenting. You realize that everyone faces struggles and setbacks. Instead of wasting energy on bitterness, you use that energy to improve. You become solution-focused instead of problem-focused. That shift in perspective opens doors. You start seeing opportunities where before there were only obstacles. Your mindset becomes a tool, not a prison. Ownership is about more than just success. It's about peace. When you own your life, you stop feeling powerless. You stop living with that heavy weight of if only I had different parents, if only I had more money, if only I was smarter. Those thoughts keep you chained. Ownership breaks those chains. It frees you to make the best of what you have. It lets you stop waiting for permission to be great. You are going to face hardships and failures. That's guaranteed. What isn't guaranteed is how you respond. Ownership means refusing to be a bystander in your own story. It means accepting the tough truth that you are responsible for your attitude, your effort, and your actions. When you fully embrace that, you stop complaining and start doing. You stop hoping and start creating. You stop drifting and start steering. You have more control than you think. Not control over everything that happens, but control over yourself. That control is your greatest asset. When you take ownership, you reclaim that power. You decide how to spend your time. You decide how to grow. You decide how to respond to setbacks. No one else can do that for you. When you act with ownership,
you send a message to the world and to yourself that you're serious about your life. Taking full ownership is the foundation of all progress. Without it, no goal is possible. You must build your life on the principle that you are responsible first and foremost for your results. This changes how you see your failures. They become lessons, not excuses. This changes how you see your success. It becomes proof of your ability, not luck. Ownership is the core of self-respect and confidence. It's what separates those who succeed from those who stay stuck. You owe it to yourself to stop blaming, to stop pointing fingers, to stop making excuses. Life will challenge you, test you, and knock you down. But only you decide if you stay down. Taking ownership means standing back up and taking charge again. It means committing to do better tomorrow because you're the one in control of your story. That commitment is what builds real change, real progress, real growth. This is not a one-time thing. Ownership is a daily practice. Every morning, remind yourself that you are responsible for your actions today. Every night, review how well you owned your day. Did you blame or act? Did you complain or create? Did you give up or push forward? Those answers shape your future. The longer you practice ownership, the easier it gets. It becomes who you are. Ownership is freedom disguised as responsibility. It's not always comfortable, but it's always necessary. If you want to change your life, start here. Stop blaming your life and start owning it. Take control of your mind, your choices, your effort, and your attitude. The person who owns their life doesn't wait for permission. They don't wait for perfect conditions. They move forward with what they have. They make progress because they refuse to stay stuck. This moment right now is your chance. Your chance to say enough is enough. Your chance to claim your power. Your chance to stop blaming and start building. Take full ownership and watch how everything changes. It won't be easy. It will challenge you. But nothing worth having ever comes easy. Your life is yours. Own it.
Number 10. Decide right now to outgrow your old self. Growth never happens by accident. It requires a choice. You have to decide in this very moment that the person you were yesterday is no longer good enough for the life you want to live. That decision is the starting point for everything that comes next. It's not about blaming your past or regretting mistakes. It's about realizing that you don't have to stay stuck in old habits, old thinking, or old fears. You have the power to become more than you have been before. Every day presents an opportunity to move beyond your limitations. Those limits are mostly in your mind, created by habits and beliefs that no longer serve you. Choosing to outgrow your old self means you refuse to be held back by those mental chains. It means you commit to learning new skills, thinking bigger thoughts, and acting with courage. Change feels uncomfortable because it challenges what you've known. But that discomfort is the signal that real growth is happening. You don't have to wait for motivation to come knocking. That moment of decision is what fuels your journey. It's the promise you make to yourself to push past fear, doubt, and excuses. You will find that every time you push a little harder to grow, your confidence builds. What once seemed impossible starts to feel possible. When you decide to outgrow your old self, you start to see yourself as a work in progress. Someone who is always becoming better, stronger, and wiser. It's important to remember that outgrowing your old self is not a one-time event. It's a daily commitment. You will encounter setbacks and moments when you feel like giving up. What separates those who succeed from those who fail is the willingness to keep going anyway. Every new skill you learn, every fear you overcome, every limit you push expands your capacity. Growth happens in these small steps, not giant leaps. The person you are today is the result of yesterday's choices, and tomorrow's you depends on what you decide right now. Let go of the excuses that say I'm too old, I'm too tired, or it's too late for me. Those are lies you tell yourself to stay comfortable. True growth demands that you leave comfort behind. It means embracing challenges and seeing failures as lessons. When you decide to outgrow your old self, you become someone who faces life head-on without running away. You build resilience, strength, and a mindset that no setback can shake. Your past does not define you. It is a chapter, not the whole story. You have the power to write new chapters filled with achievement, happiness, and purpose. The first step in that process is to recognize that you must evolve. You cannot keep doing the same things and expect different results. If you want a better life, you must become a better version of yourself. This requires honesty about where you are now and vision for where you want to go. The decision to outgrow your old self also means accepting responsibility for your own transformation. Nobody else can do this for you. It is your journey and your fight. It requires dedication to self-improvement through reading, learning, practicing, and reflecting. It requires surrounding yourself with people who encourage growth instead of holding you back. This is not always easy, but the rewards are worth every effort. When you grow, you open doors that were previously closed. Change is hard because it demands you face parts of yourself you might want to ignore. There will be times when you feel weak or uncertain. Those moments do not mean failure. They mean you're pushing beyond your comfort zone. Each time you push through, your inner strength grows. Outgrowing your old self means you become more patient with yourself, but never settle for less than you deserve. You learn to balance kindness with discipline. Deciding to outgrow your old self is also about changing your habits. Habits shape your daily reality. If you keep the same habits, you keep the same life. When you decide to become different, you must choose new habits that support your goals. That might mean waking up earlier, reading more, exercising, or being more mindful about your thoughts. These small changes compound over time. They build momentum that carries you forward even on tough days. Your mindset is the soil where growth happens. If your mind is full of doubt and fear, growth will be slow or stopped. Deciding to outgrow your old self means actively working on your mindset. This includes replacing negative thoughts with positive, empowering beliefs. It means choosing to believe that you can learn, improve, and succeed. You become aware of self-sabotaging thoughts and refuse to give them power. Mindset work is continuous, but it is essential for growth. The people you spend time with impact how fast you grow. If you want to become better, you need to be around people who challenge and inspire you. Being in a supportive environment fuels your decision to outgrow old limits. It encourages you to reach higher and work harder. If your current circle holds you back, you must find new connections that lift you up. Growth happens faster when you have support and accountability. Remember that outgrowing your old self is about becoming the person who can achieve your dreams. That person is not distant or unreachable. That person is created with each choice you make today. When you decide to change, you start building that future version of yourself right now. It takes patience and faith in the process. Every day is a chance to take one step closer. Those steps add up to transformation. You might feel overwhelmed by how much you need to change or how far you still have to go. That feeling is normal, but don't let it stop you. Growth happens by focusing on the next right action, not by trying to fix everything at once. Start with what feels manageable and commit to improving bit by bit. Progress creates motivation. Each small victory shows you that change is possible. Celebrate those wins and use them to fuel more growth. Your old self may resist this change. It will hold on tightly to familiar patterns and beliefs. That resistance is part of the process. When you feel that inner struggle, lean into it instead of avoiding it. Growth comes from pushing through resistance, not running from it. You develop courage by facing what scares you and making a different choice. Over time, what was difficult becomes easier and even enjoyable as new habits form. This decision is about your future happiness and fulfillment. Staying stuck means living below your potential. You deserve more than surviving. You deserve thriving. Deciding to outgrow your old self means choosing a life where you can feel proud, confident, and fulfilled. It means becoming someone who can handle whatever comes their way. It means refusing to be limited by past mistakes, fears, or doubts. You become the author of your life. Outgrowing your old self is the greatest gift you can give yourself. It requires courage, patience, and persistence. It means making a commitment to yourself that no matter what, you will keep moving forward. Growth is not perfect, but it is real and powerful. This moment is yours to decide if you stay where you are or step into a new level. Choose growth. Choose the challenge. Choose to become more. Your decision today shapes your tomorrow. The life you want starts with this choice.
It's a choice that will test you, push you, and reward you. It will create new opportunities and new confidence. It will bring new meaning to your days. Outgrow your old self because you owe it to your future. You owe it to your dreams. This is the moment to begin the journey toward who you are meant to be.